Okay. All right. Hey, everybody. My name's John. So for this video, I had chapter 14, and one thing that I went with up front that I resonated with was the leadership aspects, and the beginning of the chapter hits on it immediately, and it just popped out. It made me think of a lot of circumstances in my life that were bestowed upon me, and that I was also thrown into, where I had to prove my worth, so to speak, and pretty much demonstrate the necessary traits and responsibilities of a leader, and if I could fill those roles or not. One thing that I found to be the most interesting for me and specific to this assignment is that the balance of leading and maintaining relationships is it's very dynamic, and I do think that the two coincide, but they're also very separate. So I plan on applying this aspect of the lesson material to my second deployment to Fallujah in 2007. I know I'm old. Thank you. So first and foremost, for me, one thing I learned is that you're a human being, and so are the people that you're leading. And I learned this from good leadership and bad leadership. I think most of us can probably agree that we learned this more from bad leadership than anything. I hate saying that, but if it doesn't apply to you, then great. Hopefully you have good leadership, vice bad ones. But the reason why I say this, and a key point that I want to make clear here, is that leaders have to identify what comes first, the mission or the people. And I think a lot of leaders don't quite grasp that up front. And a lot of it comes from maturity, maybe a lack thereof, experience, maybe a lack thereof, just kind of depends. Both are important though, and they feed off of one another. If you have a mission and no one to help you achieve it, well then what's the point, right? Well, if you have people and no mission, at least you have people. So in my mind, the people are a whole lot more important than the mission. Some might think otherwise, but the situation for me is that I was 21 years old. I had just turned 21, and just to photo proof, that was then. This is now. I had just turned 21, and I was in a role that was designed for someone who had at least 10 years of experience. I had 3. So I was a deer in the headlights up front, because my leadership abilities, what I brought to the table, was really under a microscope by anybody and everybody that outranked me, because they had that time and I didn't. And again, with that time comes the experience. So having said that, one of the things that I immediately had to identify was, okay, my success is going to be hinging upon, well, my people's success. And the way that I treat them is going to be the way that they treat me. If I don't want garbage, I can't be garbage. We're not going to hit home runs every time we step up to the plate, but I need to make sure that we're all in the dugout rallying behind one another, to put it, I guess in a relative understanding. But I wanted to make sure that my Marines knew that I was transparent with them. And it wasn't a one-man show. I needed them as much as they needed me. And we wound up being very successful. I just think whatever helped me out, maybe it was just determination and drive. I think it was some luck and hard work by the people I was leading. But one of the things that I always took from that, and I'll kind of conclude it with this, is that leadership situations are very fluid, and none of them are rarely the same. But if I'm not making anyone around me better, then I don't have any business leading them. And that's one of those mindsets that I've taken into every situation that has always proven beneficial for me. Because you do have to have that humility and that wherewithal knowledge of yourself, of when to step back and just take something in from others. I think if you fail to do that, your cohesion sacrifices in a bad way, and you become more of a leader for power. And I'm glad that I was able to steer away from that.